Hi, my name is Jennifer Kish. I like to go by Jenny. I graduated from Glavin High School in 2007, and I'm currently studying at Kirtland in hopes to become an RN. In the future, I hope to be an ER nurse. I currently work in the Glavin Hospital in the ER as an admitting clerk, so I'm in the environment every day, and I love being in there, so that's what I would like to do, I think. I'm married almost a year now in July, and I have two amazing children. Before taking this course, I never realized the importance of statistics. I didn't think about why I needed this class and how I would use it in the future. But statistics are a part of our everyday personal and professional lives, whether we're basing it on the weather for each day, what to wear, or planning around it, or at work when you're thinking about the odds of a patient and whether they'll have a heart attack or any other disaster. Statistics present us with a way of viewing and understanding the data, which provides information and insight as to how one event relates to another. For example, blood draws. People wonder why you're taking their blood. What they don't realize is it can reveal so many things, such as diagnosis, disease, and other conditions that are going on in one's body. Statistics is vital to nursing. A statistic is basically a way of viewing and understanding data. Now think about how much data one nurse would get in one physical setting with one patient. There's a lot, and it is effective in knowing what methods are most effective when administering medications or following protocol. Nurses use statistics every day, especially in patient care. Statistics allows nurses to prioritize treatments. They can put everything, for example, into data sheets, frequency charts, or other ways of documenting the different treatments and timings of medications. It helps to determine whether or not a patient would require follow-up care or immediate medical attention. We use statistics to identify patterns in vital signs and symptoms, so they can make informed decisions to better respond to a patient's changing medical status. Research is probably one of the biggest places where statistics is used in the medical field. Research is constantly presenting new outcomes and ideas. By having a basic understanding of statistics, this will help you to read, understand, and interpret the relevant literature. Let's say, for example, a hospital may change its policy to replace an IV line every 24 hours. But if a study were to show that replacing the IV line every 20 hours reduce risks such as a condition where blood can clot in a vein by 20%, then the hospital would probably change their policies. The role of statistics in medical research starts at the planning stage of a clinical trial or laboratory experiment to establish the design and size of an experiment that will ensure a good prospect of detecting effects of clinical or scientific interest. Statistics is again used during the analysis of data, or the sample data, to make interferences valid in a wider population. In simple quantities such as p-values, confidence intervals, standard deviation, standard errors, or application of some standard parametric or non-parametric tests may suffice. Most sophisticated research projects often need advanced statistical methods, including the formulation interferences from observed data. So medical research has a huge role in using statistics each and every day. In statistics, there are variables. The different types of variables are quantitative, which measures the outcomes that are expressed numerically. Things that we would use this for would be a patient's age, height, or weight. Qualitative variable are outcomes that cannot be expressed numerically, like a patient satisfaction. You could have a patient want to fill out a patient satisfaction form where they would either agree, not agree, strongly disagree, or they're highly satisfied, moderately satisfied. Obviously, the goal here would be to get the higher satisfactions, but we use these variables to measure how the patient care was. Some other variables that would be used are discrete variables, which assume only certain values, and there are usually gaps in between the consecutive values. For example, hospital beds. You would say if there's bed 92 open and bed 95 open, there's that gap in between those possible values. Obviously, a hospital could not say that they have 93.56 beds, so this would be a discrete variable. Continuous variables are observations that can assume any value within a specific range. An example of this would be measuring body weight. It also has a decimal value. The standard deviation is something else that we would use in statistics. It's the quality calculated to indicate the extent of deviation for a group as a whole. For example, if we have a nursing home full of residents, the mean for the ages of the residents is 82. The standard deviation is 4.45. This means that approximately 68% of the nursing home residents are between the ages of 77.5 and 86.45. In order to find the standard deviation, first we'd work out the mean, the simple average of all the numbers. Then for each number, we'll subtract the mean and square root that result. Then work out the mean of those squared differences. You take the root of that and you have the standard deviation. There's also the ratio. It's the relationship between two quantities. If in the nursing home or a hospital, female discharges from the hospital during July were 457 and the male discharges were 395, so 1.16 to 1. So if there were 1.16 female discharges per every male discharge. Statistics are used every day in nursing. You don't think about it, but things such as staffing. For an example, there's a hospital that has 3,000 deliveries each year. If this happened randomly around the clock, 1,000 deliveries would be expected between the hours of midnight and 8 a.m. At this time of the night, staff is off duty, but it's important to ensure that there are enough people there to cope with the work overload. Average number of deliveries per night is 1,365, which is 2.74. From this average rate, the probability of delivering 1, 2, etc. babies each night. This is something that can be calculated by distribution, another way of using statistics in the work field. Another example of staffing statistics is there was a study of 232,342 surgical discharges from several Pennsylvania hospitals. 4,535 patients, which would be 2%, dies within 30 days of admission. Investigators estimated that the difference between a 4-to-1 and 8-to-1 nurse-to-patient ratio might be roughly 1,000 deaths. So the staffing ratio does matter. Using percentiles is another way of using statistics. One way of using it is a measure of ranking. Like us now that are trying to apply for the nursing program, percentiles would be very important to us because we need to be ranked, and it's better to be in a higher percentile. So like this example, if in a graduating class a student has an 85th percentile rank, this means that 85% of the students of the class are ranked lower than this student. The percentile rank for an individual graduating last would be 0% because there's no classmate that would be ranked below them. In a class of 200, the first will have a percentile rank of 99 to 5. This means that 99.5% of the class students, so 199 of the 200 students, are ranked lower than him. The individual with the median rank has the 50 percentile rank. So this is something very important and should be to all of us right now. Frequency distributions, a systematic arrangement of values from lowest to highest, or a method of organizing numeric data. This can be used in so many ways in the nursing field. For this example here, this is a frequency distribution of duration of the hospital stay. So it's showing how long a duration of each patient stayed in the hospital. So statistics. Whether we realize it or not, statistics are a big part of everyday life, whether it's personal or business related. Understanding statistics is an important requirement for preparing future nurse researchers and faculty teaching in nursing programs. By embracing statistics, nurses will be able to boost their skills and confidence to deliver the highest level of care to their patients. This is the utmost important thing that we need to learn. Statistics is necessary.